Congress Vice President's first speech on business matters to such a huge congregation of industrialists. Stating that India possesses the largest pool of young human resources, Rahul Gandhi stressed that we need to nurture it and make it harmonious. He impressed upon the need to strengthen infrastructure and create opportunities for them.
It is critical that the business environment for the creation of this dynamic infrastructure is stable and predictable. Secondly, people were not the only thing moving on that train. Ideas moved with them. And in the 21st century, we need to make ideas move fast. We need to aggressively build the knowledge infrastructure that will support this massive flow of ideas. Together, we must ensure that our knowledge, education, and skills define the global standard.
Rahul Gandhi's main thrust was on inclusive growth and all-round socio-economic political development. He asked the industry to partner the government to empower the country and take it forward. He dwelt on various issues including women, development and protection of environment.
There's a strong connection between harmony and growth. India has grown faster under the UPA because we have greatly lowered tensions between communities, made growth more inclusive, and fostered an environment of tolerance and harmony. Anger, hatred and prejudice do not contribute to growth.
Rahul Gandhi called for a rule-based system so that environment may be created for better job opportunities. He asked industry to come forward in this area.
For the young, the difference between aspiration and empowerment is basically a job. I go to the rural areas and the bottom line is a job. Everything else goes around it, education, but it's all done to support jobs. And that's where you guys come in. You are the people who are going to take the lead for the creation of jobs. What we have to do, what the government has to do, is we have to improve the playing field and create an impartial, professional, and rules-based government system.
The Congress Vice President talked of the growing soft Indian power which can be heard across the globe. Thanking industry honkers for making India a talking point globally, Rahul Gandhi hailed them and asked them to join in a partnership with the government to take India forward.
It was Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi's first meeting with India Inc. He emphasized on forging a long-term partnership with it. But he also called for inclusive growth and said that all three components of the Indian society, that is the poor, the middle class and the businesses, must work in tandem. With Sidhant, Sidhant, DD News, New Delhi.
Well, our correspondent caught with President-designate CII Chris Gopalakrishnan immediately after the Congress Vice President spoke at the CII AGM. Let's listen in to industry reactions.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi today met with India Inc. With me is President-designate CII Chris Gopalakrishnan. Sir, welcome to Doordarshan News. First thing, sir, how was the speech? Your first reaction to the speech?
My first reaction is that it was a very good speech. He shared his vision for India, his approach to solving the problems that are facing India. You know, a lot of things are happening today, but clearly everybody is impatient, and he talked about if you want to accelerate, then we need a different approach. We need an approach which empowers people, which allows 1 billion people to participate. Of course, this is a vision, and then we need to look at how this can be actionized and how we can take forward. And here he talked about working with industry, key role industry has to play in execution, and that is a very nice way of approaching this problem.
So, sir, what was the key takeaway for the industry in his whole speech?
First takeaway was about his vision. Second takeaway is that we can look to working with him as we will work with other political leaders.
So he talked about partnership with the industry. How can this partnership become materialized in a sense?
So those are the details that need to be worked out. He talked about a new compact. It is not about just collaborating, it is about having business voice heard in decision making. So we need to interact with people and understand how to take this forward.
So one key point in his speech was industry should help the downtrodden, the poor people. How will industry fulfill that vision?
CII has an agenda around affirmative action. We are looking at employing increasingly more and more SC/ST people. We are looking at working with entrepreneurs from the SC/ST community. We are looking at scholarships for the SC/ST community. So there are many things that CII is already doing, including skilling and job creation. So we will continue to work on that agenda and look at an inclusive growth for the future.
Thank you for talking with DD News. That was President Designate of CII, Chris Gopalakrishnan, talking to Doordarshan News. Sidhant, Sibal, DD News, New Delhi.
Well, time for a quick break now, but all the stock market news on the other side of the break. Stay tuned.